And we will spend just today on this. I'm not going to spend more than a day on this. Okay? Because we just have to keep moving. Otherwise, we're not going to get through all the content. Okay, I want the equation of the line that passes through this point, these 2 points. So, what is the equation of a line? Y equals, what's the slope-intercept form, Keaton? You need to write this down, mx plus b. So, this tells us that we want the slope, you can take it in. You want the slope and the y-intercept. And now, on the previous worksheets, they gave me the slope. Today, they're not going to give me the slope. It's kind of mean, wasn't it? So remember the slope formula. Keaton, do you remember how to calculate the slope? It's just the rise over the run, which means I want to know how far up it goes and how far over it goes. I could graph it, or I could use this little formula, and it's y1, and it's actually, well, it's right behind me on the board over there, minus y2 over x1 minus x2. And you're going to have to be able to do this on the MCA exams. All of you have to take the MCA exams. When you're a junior, you don't have a choice. So you have to know this for that. So you should be writing this down. If you don't have a stylus, I don't know where mine are. And I like to put in the parentheses, and then I can put in the points. This just gets me set up. And I'm more successful when I do that. And I've been doing this for 30, 40 years. I don't know. Something else that I do is I take these points and I like to write them vertically. It's 3, 4, and then I'm going to put this one right underneath it. And which one's the x and which one's the y? Remember, it's alphabetical, Ryan, so which one goes first? X or y? I have pencils. X. That helps me keep it straight, especially some of you have problems with it. It's in the, this one still, same place. And it's in notes. And it's lesson 3. Good morning. Okay. There you go. Okay. So which y value? What are the y values, Corey? Ryan, put your phone away, please. What are the y values? 4 and 8. So which one do you want to put in the first space? It makes the difference. Ryan, which one do you want to put in? No, I would like to start with the y's. But you can put the x's in if you want. Remember now that this is, whoops. This is the y and this is the x. And you can use your notes on your tests. So if you can't keep it straight, take good notes. So, Ryan, which one's the y? Which one do you want to put in right there? Okay. 4 minus 8. And now, these are ordered pairs. They're partners. They're pairs. You can't break up the pair. Okay, did you write this down? And then, who's paired up with 4? Who's paired up with 4?
That'd be 3 minus 5.
It'd be 3. 3 is with the 4. And then there's only one number left, so you're right, 3 minus 5. Now, personally, I like to keep the bigger number first because I don't like to deal with negatives. But it doesn't matter. I'm pretty good with negatives. I don't know about you guys. What's 4 take away 8? Ryan? Sure you do. If I get $4, I want to give you 8. I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm what? I'm short by 4, right? What's 3 take away 5? Remember, I said we had to know this. Keaton, write it down. -2. What's a -4 divided by a -2? No, 2 negatives make a, what? Positive. So this is equal to 2. Oh, now I'm back to where we were yesterday. I know that the slope is 2, and I'd like to find the y-intercept. Find B. We're only going to do 2 problems, and you guys are going to set you loose on this. Okay, so which point do you want to use? It doesn't make any difference. Jake, which point would you like to use, the 3, 4, or the 5, 8? Yeah, which one? We've got to make a choice. Pardon? Well, it doesn't matter which one you choose. Which one do you want to use? Yeah, you choose. First one, okay? Doesn't matter. And we will try, I will do my best to avoid fractions. And I believe that we do avoid fractions here. Okay. So I write y equals mx plus b. Corey can skip that because he knows what to do, I think. What's the y value? If I don't know, I'm going to write it out. It's alphabetical. So it's 4 equals my slope, which is, what's the slope? No, look above. First one. Are you on the right packet? What's the slope here? 2. And x is 3 plus b. So 4 equals 6 plus b. And again, I don't know that you're going to be able to just look at that and tell me what b is, but if you can, that's fine. If you can't, we'll solve. So how do I get rid of this positive 6? Jake, how do I get rid of it? Subtract 6. What's 4 take away 6? Negative 2 equals b. Corey, am I done? Corey thinks we're done, I think, but am I done? No. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to show you a different way to do this, and you're going to like it much better. So it's y equals my slope. What's the slope, Adine? What's the slope? 2. X plus b. So it's plus a negative 2. Done. A lot of steps. All we've added, we're turning in yesterday's, done or not. All we've done is added a step here. We have to calculate the slope. I'm worried about calculating the slope. Okay, Ryan?
Yes.
I'm worried about that we're not going to be able to do that very well. We were a little shaky before finding the slope. The rest of this, I'm confident based on what I've seen that you guys know what you're doing. Let's try another problem. Model problem 2. What's the equation line that passes through 4, 5, and 8, 3? Now, I like to put my points over here, or someplace. It's x, y, and yes, you need those parentheses, 4, comma 5, and 8, comma 3. So, first thing you have to do is calculate the slope. Yeah, we'll have to go to the next page. And so, one person is already there, which is great. And, Jake, you need to do what we're doing. So am I, but you know what? We just got it. We're here. We got to get this done. Okay. How do you find slope? Lindsay, you remember what the slope formula is? y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So how do we find slope, Jake? What do you want to put in there? Now, I like my parentheses, personally. Some of you don't want to use the parentheses, but then you get all confused with the signs. And you think this minus sign that says do with the minus sign over here has nothing to do with it. So, we'll just put the points in. Which one do you want to put in? Let's do the y's first. I think it's better to be consistent.
5.
So you want to put in 5? Corey wants to put 5 in there. Is that okay, Jake? Then what goes here? Shh. I'm going to put the y's here. So it's 5 minus what? Which one? 3. I mean, you got 4 numbers. I can see how you get confused. And then 5 is partnered up with, 4. So 4 must go there. Once you choose the first number, everything has to be in the right place. And then this is 8. And what does that give us? Uh-oh, I think we're going to get a fraction here. What's 5 take away 3? 2. Out of, and what's 4 take away 8? Negative 4. Can you reduce that? What's 2 fourths, Jake? Yeah, that's right. Positive or negative? Negative 1/2. I hope it doesn't bother you I put the negative out in front. It makes no difference. It's the same thing. Okay. So, we got to do y equals mx plus b. Huh. Tomorrow's you will like much better. A little bit harder to understand, but once you get it, you're going to love it. Okay, let's put the numbers in. What's the y value you want to use? The 4, 5, or the 8, 3? Which order pair do you want to use? Makes no difference to me. Did you find it? No, we haven't done this one. Yeah, this is it. We'll go to the next page. Okay, which one? Evan, do you want to help me with this one? What's the y coordinate you want to use here? You can, yeah. Pardon? For this problem. Can you see it over here on this monitor? Which y value do you want to use? Well, if you can't see, you should move over. Either the 5 or the 3. Ryan, which one do you want to use? So you want to use the order pair 4, 5. Then I'm going to ignore the other one. And if you don't believe me, I get the same answer, we can do that. We can actually do it both ways. But you will get the same answer. So you could check it. So 5 equals my slope, which is a negative 1/2, times x, which is what? Corey, what's x? Yeah, put that away. We're not doing that right now. What's x? If y is 5, what's the x coordinate? 4. Plus b. Now, can you do half of 4? You can't use a calculator, but I think you can do this. What's half of 4? These are not bad fractions. We could have sevenths, in which case then the fractions get pretty ugly. So 5, and I'm going to avoid those. Half of 4 is 2. Is that a positive or negative 2? It's negative, right? Plus b. We're almost done. Now we have to solve for b. How do I get rid of a negative 2, Jake? I don't want that negative 2 there. Add 2, yeah. And when you understand, you remember. So 5 plus 2 gives you, I know we know this, what's 5 and 2? 7 equals b. Now the part that I know Corey doesn't like to do, but it's what we have to do, we have to actually substitute the numbers in here, mx plus b. Don't forget the x's because it's not the same without it. So what's the slope? Do you remember what the slope was? Whoops. No, what was the slope? Negative 1/2. I'll put that in red so we can see it. So it's negative 1/2 x plus 7. So it's exactly what we've been doing since Monday, actually since before break, except that I'm going to have you calculate the slope. So it's harder. It's as hard as it gets. And then tomorrow, I'm going to give you a different form of the equation of a line, which is much nicer and much easier to work with. And you're going to like it because there's a lot less work. I don't like this form. So, I think there were only 2 model problems. Oh, there were 3. Should we try another one? Together, and then we'll work, and I think then the next one's our practice. Right. Then we give you any negatives, so that's kind of nice. So what's the first thing we have to find? Remember, the equation is y equals mx plus b. So I have to find the slope and the y-intercept. The points are 1, 2. First I'm going to put my xy down. And 5, 10. Okay, we have to find the slope, right? Right, Jake? Do you want to come up and write up here? Or I can put my iPad going, you can write on it. So what's the slope? You put your parentheses in. Okay. Adam, I haven't picked on you today. What do you want to put in for your y value? Which ones are the y's? Okay, you want to put the 2 in first? I'd rather do the 10, because I don't have to do negatives, but okay. 2 minus 10, then what goes next? Who's partnered with 2? Keaton? Who goes with 2? 1. Perfect. 1 minus 5. What's 2 take away 10, Ryan? Corey? What's 2 take away 10? Negative 8. If you don't know, I don't want you to get the problems wrong because you can't do the arithmetic. You can use a calculator. What's 1 take away 5? -4. Had I gone the other direction and had done 10 take away 2, then 5 take away 1, I would have had all positive numbers. But it doesn't matter. You need a little practice with negatives. What happens to 2 negatives? That makes a positive. 2 wrongs make a right. So that's 2. Okay, we now have y equals mx plus b. We now have the slope, which is 2. And then which order pair do you want to use? 1 and 2 or 5 and 10? Adam, which one do you want to use? 1 and 2 or 5 and 10? It makes no difference. 5 and 10. So we're going to try this one. Okay. So I'm going to write down the formula again. Some of you can skip that because you know what you're doing, which is fine, but I'm doing this for everybody. Y equals mx plus b. So what goes here? 10 goes there. Good. Equals my slope. What's my slope? 2 times 5 plus b. What's 2 times 5? 10. Now, if you think math isn't so hard, what do you add to 10 to get 10? If I add 1 to 10, I'll get how much? 11. 0. Is there anything wrong with just thinking about it? No. It's better. B equals 0. So you're going to remember this next year when you go into your next class. Just remember to think a little bit. So y equals my slope, x plus the y-intercept, but that's just 0. I don't have to write it, but I will. And what was the slope? It's right up here. 2. So the answer is y equals 2x. Okay, do you remember how to do slope formula? Okay, I'm going to come around and help you with that, because that's usually where we're going to have some problems, I believe. This is due at the end of the hour, no matter where we are. Okay?